Hey everybody, this is Paul, and I want to talk about Grevillea in Southern California, in San Diego, and why are they so underrated. So I'm going to show off some Grevillea to try to persuade people to put them in their yards. They do so well in Southern California. They're the best winter bloomers. Right now it's the beginning of March, and you can see it's just a stunning plant. It's actually the end of February, but it's almost March. So maybe by the time this is on YouTube, it'll be March or the end of February. So anyways, look at this thing. It's beautiful, and I really believe that they're just underrated in our region. I don't see them in landscape designs often. I see them at the San Diego Zoo. They have a wonderful collection of varieties. I think some that I don't even have, but I think I have some that they don't have. So they don't require fertilizer. Phosphorus will kill them, but man, they have interesting leaf and foliage, the structure of them. I really like these leaves on these. There's a few varieties that have this type of leaf structure, and hummingbirds just go crazy. They hang out in our yard all winter, and the flowers are just amazing, in my opinion. They are great plants and they go well with succulents and like aloes and agave. You can see some right there. I think they just really accent each other, complement each other well. So let's go show off some different varieties of Grevillea in full bloom right now, and hopefully more people want to find them and grow them in their yards. I mean, look at this thing. Why would you not want that many beautiful flowers hanging out all winter? All right, this is Grevillea superb again. Let's go find some more Grevillea. All right, similar but different. This is Grevillea Robin Gordon. So all Grevillea are native to Australia, I think, pretty sure. And they make these beautiful kind of flowers, but they come in all shapes and sizes. They could be trees to tiny ground covers or low-lying ground covers. And we have over 30 varieties. So I'll just hit the ones I think that do the best and look the best in Southern California. So Robin Gordon doesn't get as tall as Superb, as you can see, but it has a lot of blossoms, and it likes a little bit of shade in the winter, or summer, sorry. That full summer sunlight kind of will burn it back, and pretty soon I'm gonna give these guys a good bloom, good prune, so they'll bloom again. So you have a nice second cycle. So what I like to do is right now, as they kind of look sparse like this, when this flower is done, I'll probably prune it back to about here. And we'll get plenty more flowers into the spring and summer. So Grevillea Robin Gordon. This flower is really, really red. Let me get a nice one and perfect. There we go. It's really red, solid red, and really stunning. All right, let's go see what else we could find. Okay, so this is Grevillea Moonlight, or the Moonlight Grevillea. You can see bees love them. This one tends to get a bit taller and more kind of sparse, but the flowers are really pretty color. Let's see, I'll pull it down for you. There we go, especially when they're just opening up. Really beautiful. They color of moonlight, I guess you could say. And what's unique about this variety is they get those really beautiful seeds. And I have not had any ever just sprout on the ground. I've never tried to propagate them. See, they split open. They're really pretty. They actually have like a furry kind of texture. So this is the Moonlight Grevillea, or Grevillea Moonlight. Really cool Grevillea as well. All right, let's see some more. This here is Grevillea Peaches and Cream. You can see how it fades from like a pink on the left to a yellow to a green. The flowers are a little bit shorter than the other varieties I've shown you so far, but Grevillea Peaches and Cream is just really stunning in my opinion. It does like a bit less sunlight than the other varieties so far, so I give this one a part shade rating in Southern California. It's a bit more tender, but similar leaf structure. So there it is. There's one about to open. So this is Grevillea Peaches and Cream. Here is a flower in its early stages. Definitely looks pretty unique. There we go. And you can get some caterpillars on those flowers opening. Little caterpillars will occur in about April, May in Southern California from my observations. But a spray of neem oil will take care of them. Alright, let's go see some more Grevillea. Now this is a bigger shrub, and it has slightly different texture. The leaf texture is different, longer. And this one I just pruned back really heavily. I top it this one often, 2 or 3 times a year, because I don't want it to impede on our view. But the blooms are throughout the year. They're sort of translucent. It's Grevillea long john, and they're shorter than the others, but really a stunning Grevillea. And this one takes more sun and wind. Like you can see, it's windy here in this part of the yard, and it's fine. So Grevillea long john, really, really beautiful color of the stem too, or the trunk. And the flowers, I would say, year round. So Grevillea long john, really probably one of my favorite ones. Okay, this beautiful flower is Grevillea Ivanhoe. So it can be confused with the sawtooth Grevillea. We have one of those as well, but this is Grevillea Ivanhoe. And so what I like about it is its foliage here. It's definitely unique and very different from the other Grevillea I've shown you so far. And when it's about to bloom, they're more compact, kind of like a toothbrush, I guess you could say. That's what I call it. So you can see these ones are about to open. And this one is definitely more sensitive to wind. This is in a windy spot of the yard, and I have to prune it back. If you don't, the wind will break it, sometimes even at the trunk. So definitely Grevillea, if you don't prune them and you live in a windy spot in Southern California, that they will get damaged. So be cognizant of that. But again, look at how beautiful these flowers are. Grevillea Ivanhoe. Definitely a stunning little flower on a beautiful shrub. And this is the Coleroy Plateau Grevillea, or Grevillea cerasseria. And you can see it's just stunning. Look at the blooms. It has so many blossoms on it right now. This is its favorite time of year in the winter here. And it's very delicate, and it does like a bit of a canopy. So you can see the leaf structure is very unique for Grevillea. It's much different than the other ones so far. And it's much more kind of fragile almost, but it does pretty well. Again, it does not like full sun in Southern California, and if you keep it under a canopy, we have queen palms and some bamboo over this thing, or next to it, I should say. The bamboo's next to it, Mexican weeping bamboo, you can see. But having that, it just blooms like this all winter. It's been like this for probably at least 6 weeks now. So the Coleroy Plateau Grevillea, or Grevillea cerasseria. Alright, let's see what else we can find. Okay, this is more of a ground cover style of Grevillea, but it also blooms year round. Really beautiful little flowers here. Hummingbirds love them. And it's Grevillea langera, or Mount Tamboritha, some people say. I call it the woolly Grevillea. I've seen it advertised as all of those names. So another beautiful plant that is underrated in Southern California, and does not get more than like a foot tall. Here it is in its full glory. It's hanging over a retaining wall, and it blooms like this just about year round. I think it always has at least a few flowers on it, but it looks like this for at least half the year. So no fertilizer, drought tolerant, low water usage. This has 1 dripper, and plenty of beautiful, stunning little flowers here. And the texture is very soft. It's softer than rosemary. So I don't know why Grevillea are not everywhere in Southern California. They do so well. This is Grevillea lava Cascade. So it's more like a rosemary kind of plant. It's fragile, small, but lots and lots of blossoms. So you can see this one gets a little bit too much sun. I should probably move it in the summertime, but this is what it looks like in the winter. So I would probably recommend a bit, probably part sun, 3/4 sun. because it does get a little bit too hot in the summer. But stunning, tiny little petite flowers here. Check them out. And it's a lot like rosemary. So there is another beautiful Grevillea called Lava Cascade. Let's go see some more. Okay, similar to Robin Gordon, this is Grevillea Ned Kelly. So they start out really kind of ruby red as they are opening, see? But then they don't stay at red the whole time, the flowers. And they kind of turn this reddish with apricot, I guess you could say. So it's a little bit different than Robin Gordon. And this is Ned Kelly. So another awesome Grevillea that does really well in Southern California. This one does get a bit more of those caterpillars on the growth. I don't see any this time of year yet. But if they kind of, the new buds, it looks sporadic, then you probably have little caterpillars. And I just spray them with a little neem oil. But I don't see them this year, so that's great. So again, this is Grevillea Ned Kelly. Okay. This wonderful flower is Grevillea Fire Sprite. So it's similar to Long John, the plant structure at least. Leaves and foliage, I should say, and the stem and the trunk and the branches. So it's very similar, but the flowers are different. You can see they're not as translucent. They're a bit more red and with a bit of that kind of yellowish green on the bottom. So another wonderful Grevillea, really, really hardy. This one will take full sun and wind, a bit of wind, no problem. So Grevillea Fire Sprite. It doesn't bloom quite as much as Grevillea Long John, but almost as often. And it is a wonderful privacy screen. It grows about 6 feet and is definitely prunable. So this one is Grevillea Fire Sprite. And this is another stunning Grevillea in my opinion. This is Grevillea Pink Pearl. Or is it Scarlet Sprite? I can't remember offhand, sorry. I'm gonna say I'm 90% sure it's called Pink Pearl. Scarlet Sprite, I think, is a little bit more red, and that would make sense. So this is Pink Pearl, 90% sure, sorry, and it's in full bloom. Now, this one is a bit different. You saw how kind of petite the flowers are. They're really stunning and beautiful, but you can see how plentiful they are. They're everywhere, out to bloom on this plant, and it's a bit spiky. So it is, the tips are these leaves are spiky, and they'll kind of feel like a firm rosemary, I guess you could say. But they're not gonna hurt you. Ow, I guess maybe. So they can actually kind of hurt your skin. Not too bad. So Pink Pearl, it blooms so profusely this time of year, from the end of winter into the summer, or spring and into the summer. So Grevillea Pink Pearl. Definitely looks different from the other varieties, and this one is much more probably coastal tolerant to wind and probably the seaside. So Grevillea Pink Pearl. Okay, check this Grevillea out. It doesn't bloom quite as often as the others. This is Grevillea Juniperina Malonglo. I think I said it right. But man, it kind of has these peach colored flowers. So this one is a ground cover. It doesn't grow more than a foot, and it's about to bloom, and it's just solid kind of goldish peach color when they all open almost together. So this one is a bit spiny like the rosemary. It's a bit spinier, or they call it Juniperina. And you can see here's a few flowers that bloomed already. Really beautiful color, much different and kind of apricot or peach colored. So that's another one that the hummingbirds just love. Okay, let's go find one more today. I've had enough. I'm ready to go in, but I'll show you. I have 2 varieties of tree Grevilleas. So let's go see, I think, the red Silky Oak or the yellow Silky Oak. Let's go find one. Okay, this is something Scott gave me. It's Grevillea robusta, the yellow Silky Oak. So this is a Grevillea. It's a tree. I'll grow something like 50 or 60 feet. lighting's horrible right now, but you can see this thing is probably 4 years old and it's at least 20 feet. At least 15 for sure. I'd say 20 feet. But the leaf structure is very similar to what I've shown you. This is not bloomed yet, but it's a great frost tolerant and drought tolerant tree that you'll see. This is the most common Grevillea I see in Southern California, is Grevillea robusta, used as a shade tree. But they will kind of get out of hand, and be careful because I heard that the sap is really toxic. So if you cut this tree down, you have to be very, very careful of all the sap. So as you can see, Grevilleas come in all shapes and sizes, and they're just, in my opinion, kind of an underappreciated, underrepresented plant in Southern California landscapes, and hopefully that will change in the future. Alright, give us a like and a subscribe. We'll keep them coming. Alright, have a great day. Bye. Dude, it's creepy.